Hey everybody, on this episode of Box Office Breakdown, the king is back at the top of the box office. That is right, Black Panther's #1. We're going to break all of that down and much, much more, including the temperature inside the studio. Next, Box Office Breakdown.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Box Office Breakdown.
Whoa! Welcome to Ready to the Box Office Breakdown. Of course, this is a show where we look back at the box office that was, and then we like to
prognosticate
about the box office that lie ahead. I am one of your hosts, Frank Moran. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie.
And I'm another one of your hosts, Amy Cassandra Martinez, and you can find me on all social media at Amy Cassandra MTZ.
And of course, the two other incredibly talented and lovely members of our panel, the Neil Plumley and Kari Lane. They're both on assignment. Hopefully we're joining us back next week. Look at that. But we are also served by the able hands and the sound skills of Anthony in the booth.
Hello everybody, there are some people talking around me, so I'll just say, hey, welcome to the show. I love the show. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad I'm always able to work it every week. You guys are fantastic. You can find me everywhere at, oh, I actually changed it, I forgot. I'm actually at TonyBTony_.
Tony B. Tony, man. I like it because you're keeping it real.
Hey,
Tony. Yeah, TonyBTony_ at the end.
Nice.
Now, Anthony, I understand that there's another show you want to share a little love with on this fine network.
Oh yeah, just a quick plug. Meet the Movie Press every Friday at 9 a.m. It's hosted by Simon Thompson and Jeff Sneider. So they do great. They produce a great show. They pretty much go break down any breaking or huge news that has happened in the past week.
Ooh.
But it's very industry heavy based news, such as what actors are being cast for certain films, what films are being greenlit, what directors are being moved around, what's going on in DC. Sometimes they talk about Marvel. They talked about the Black Panther premiere and like the tracking numbers and how much it's going to be doing, and well, we're going to actually break it down today, which is really great. It's a full package. If you like this show and the numbers, they cover the numbers. They cover box office releases and all that jive. It's great.
Now, I mean, I don't want to, say too much, Anthony, but I mean, Amy and I, we're box office press. Why are they wanting to meet us?
Crossover
episode would be fantastic.
No, I feel like you're a little slow and reluctant to give me a real
Are they
answer
too
for
cool for us? That's what you're trying to say?
No, I
Message
think it's
received.
that you guys are too cool for them.
Aw, shucks.
I am
Thanks.
onto your ways, Anthony. So, folks, as always, you know what you can do. You can like us on Facebook. Give us those 5 stars on iTunes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel while you're there. Give it a thumbs up. Give it 2 thumbs up. That's all the thumbs up you can give it at that moment.
It's really far
That's
away.
right. And, we're going to pull up the chat, so feel free to share anything you thought about the movies that came out this weekend at the box office, or just movies in general. And we're going to jump right into it.
Let's.
There you go. #1 film in the box office is no surprise because it was setting records like it was going out of style.
Let me guess, it was Peter Rabbit.
You got it.
Wow, yes.
Absolutely. I mean, it was Dark Horse, but it came back strong in its second week.
Dark Rabbit.
The Dark Rabbit, that's right. Black Panther. Also the film that was the subject of our box office bet, but it came in #1 at $192 million. Projections, I think it could go as high as 195 by tomorrow, but we'll see.
Wow.
What it is. Yeah.
Did someone guess really close to that number?
Well, here we go. It's the bets for last week's box office breakdown were myself, I had a distant 145 million. Neil and Tony both had 180 million, and Kari had 200 million.
There's another one in there, huh?
Nope, that's where my information
One,
was.
2. No.
You sure?
No, I'm sure there's someone else in there.
Looks like Amy had 195 million dollars.
Huh. It might be on the dot.
Might be on the dot. Right now, just 3 million shy, but as I
I'm
said, we can get hopefully that extra 3 million just to make you absolutely correct.
I'm so proud. I am so proud that everyone went to the movies and saw this movie. I'm seriously, I mean, I said you either go big or you go home, and you guys went to the movies. So thank you.
Well, look, yeah, that's right. Yes.
There you go. Yep.
All right, so I know both myself, Amy, and Anthony, excuse me, have seen the film. So, Anthony, we'll start with you, sir. What did you think of the film?
Oh yeah, it was good. It was a good film.
All right, well, there you go.
I enjoyed it. That's all I'll say.
Okay, there you go. Keep it short and sweet. I like that, Anthony. Amy.
I am having a hard time wanting to express everything I feel about it and not also making the expectations so high that people will not enjoy it. So I'm going to try to find that happy medium.
Okay.
I went in knowing that people loved it, and I left loving it so freaking much. Like, I don't think that this could have been timed more perfectly with what's going on in our world today. I think that everyone was on the same page. The cinematographer, the director, the actors, the hair, the makeup, like the soundtrack, everything was so on the same page that I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that. And I mean, I've been listening to the soundtrack, not the score. Well, a little bit of the score, but the soundtrack pumps
Fantastic.
you up, right?
Yeah.
I worked out to the soundtrack this morning, and I was just like, I could go on for like 2 hours and 14 minutes, which is kind of how long the movie is. I think I also love that it appeals to people that aren't really familiar with the Marvel universe. So it brings you all in, and I think that's what also helped, the box office numbers. And I think that even if you're not really sure if you want to see it, you should just go see it. No. And I don't think you're going to be disappointed. But again, like, I have a lot of feelings, and even this is like reserved feelings, because I want you guys to watch it not having like, what's the best thing ever? Like, I want you guys to experience it for yourself. I don't want to overhype it for you and then you be like, nah, that was crap. I don't think you're going to think it's crap. I think you're going to really, really love it. But go see it now.
Well, look at that.
After watching us.
Don't go right now to the movies.
Yeah.
Stand by, wait till we're done, and then go and see it. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
What did you think?
I thought it was fine. Yes. There is and just what you want, a white person talking about Black Panther. This is exactly why you tune into the show, to hear my thoughtful opinions about this.
Thank you guys for watching.
No, it certainly, the look is great. The performance is great. I had some issues in terms of the story.
Really?
Yes. So certainly we don't want to get into it, any kind of spoiler type things or anything. While a lot of people may not have had an opportunity to see it, I thought it was fine. I came in the movie going like, it was a fine movie. But I wasn't blown away. I wanted to be blown away. I mean, I was pumped to see this movie, and I wanted to feel that feeling of being blown away.
Yeah.
But I did not get that feeling. I thought it was like, oh, all right, this is a fine Marvel film.
I gotta totally agree with you, Frank. That's why I was so short with my answer, because I feel like the hype for this film was a little too much. It was a great film. It's a great accomplishment. I respect it for what it is, and I can see what it's doing for their for the society, our society, and everything. But it was great, but it's not. It didn't blow me out of my seat.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I respect your opinions, both of you, so much.
Oh, lay it on us, but
like, did we see the same movie? I'm wondering.
Well, I think we did see the same movie.
Yeah, I mean, that's just interesting because it's like people in the chat are having fun. You guys are fun. I mean, it hit me. It hit me hard, and I'm Hispanic. I mean, you guys know I loved Coco. Like, I loved Coco, but I feel like this movie resonates with so many people that I don't understand why it didn't resonate with you guys. Or you didn't feel like, yeah, because I left there feeling like, yes, let's go conquer the world, basically. So yeah, I mean, I'm curious for more people to see it.
Yes.
So that everyone in our chat can thank you guys. You guys are very nice today. I agree with everything you're saying.
A lot of preaching. Everybody's loving Coco.
Yeah.
I know that the Stardew says, Frank, who do you think here that hasn't seen the Black Panther movie?
No, there's a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Sarah Brock in the chat. I'm just throwing one name out from the chat. Usually that's in there. I have no idea if Sarah's seen it or not. That is just
yeah. I mean, I know that there's some people that wanted the hype to be over, so they'll go like Tuesday or something. I wasn't that person. I wanted to see it almost as soon as possible. So it'll be interesting in the coming days to see what people think as a general consensus, because I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, but that doesn't mean that people loved it. Although there are a lot of people that have been seeing it more than once. So
I mean, Anthony's seen it twice.
Yeah. What made you see it 2 times if you were like, meh?
Oh, I mean, the first time it was like very spontaneous, so I just saw it, and the second time was when I was originally planned to see it, and I already had the ticket spot and everything.
That's fun. That's cool.
Yeah. I think it was just being overhyped for me. I think that's what ruined it for me. I think that's it didn't live up. I think if I went more objectively and more like, you know, let's just not expect much from it, then I would have been like, okay, that was cool. Like, I mean, nonetheless, I like the film. I saw it twice. I enjoyed both times. It's just I'm not feeling what everyone else is feeling. I don't know if it's just me. I mean, that's fine. You know, it's okay. Like it's art. It's my own opinion of what I'm watching on the screen. Sure. I'm not gonna say this is art plus this is social commentary. Like I get that there's a lot of social commentary within the film, within the art, but it's just like you can't just because of the huge message it's just because of the message doesn't mean it's great art. You get me?
Oh God, you just broke me. Ah!
No, but I'm saying.
Okay.
Because you can achieve both.
I totally get. I get what you're saying. I totally do, and I get what you're saying too. Certain movies hit us different ways. This one hit me hard.
No, there is going to be a lot of people for which this is great, and there's going to be a sense of being able to finally, for many people, seeing people like themselves on screen, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And again, as a white person, I cannot speak to that, but I understand. I have seen many people and have known many people that have had that reaction, and I'm happy for them to be able to see that and have that experience.
Yeah.
And I wish I could come out of the movie like yeah, this movie is everything.
And I'm like, yeah,
I just couldn't.
I'm Mexican, and I'm like, I didn't really feel much for it. I felt more for like when I saw Coco than when I saw Black Panther.
I mean, like,
I would agree.
I didn't cry.
Yeah, I didn't cry
like
either.
I cried my eyes out during Coco, but it's a different feeling of like, yeah, and everything. There was art, there was social commentary. I think they both together were just like, yes. But again, I don't want to say too much. Like, I don't want to be like, it's the greatest thing in the entire universe, because I don't want to overhype it for anyone.
But you're pretty much hyping it, overhyping it.
I do want to say, though, I went to California Adventure yesterday, and there were some Wakandans there, some warriors, so I, of course, took my picture with them.
Of course.
Black Panther was there. Not actually Black Panther, sorry.
Oh, no, he wasn't? T'Challa was not hanging out?
No, he was, doing press tours, guys. But yeah, there was a long line for him, so it was pretty cool to see everyone there and supporting all that, so... I mean, it'll I'm not gonna say too much, but
yeah, there is
you guys have a lot of comments, so keep them coming.
No, absolutely. So definitely go check it out, especially if you're a Marvel movies fan. It's great. It doesn't feel like you have to buy into the whole grander scheme of everything.
Yeah, accessible.
You can enjoy it for what it is. So, oh yeah, well, I'm sure we'll talk more about it in weeks to come.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So, but we'll move on for number 2 there at the box office. Peter Rabbit, what we so thought may be coming back, resurgence to number 1, came in from Sony, another $17.2 million to its coffers there. Number 3, 50 Shades Freed from Universal, another $16.9 million.
I haven't seen it. I do want to see it, so I have something to say about it. But there's a lot that goes into going into the movie theater and like using your movie pass for that day, for that movie.
Well, each their own, I suppose. I haven't seen the other 2, so I feel like
I start with the first one. I started with the first one. I haven't seen the second one.
I could just rush to the climax, though.
Wow.
I could just jump into the third one and see, like, do I understand the sophisticated storytelling techniques that are happening in here?
I mean, people loved it. I don't know if it had that, great, like, Valentine's Day hype. I don't know if people actually saw it on Valentine's Day.
You did not?
I did not.
Well,
nope.
Then you chose poorly.
Maybe.
Coming to number 4, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, another $7.9 million. And the 1517 to Paris rounds out our top 5 there. That added, from Warner Brothers Film, a $7.68 $5 million.
Where did Early Man land?
Exactly.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yes, Early Man came in low. In fact, here I will double check that right here. Yeah, good old Early Man. You know, and it's a shame because I know we were making fun of it last week, and yet many of the reviews that I read said it was a very charming film.
Oh.
But also a very British film as well too. So in terms of just the humor and whatnot. So I feel like I was throwing a lot of shade that may very well be unwarranted from the film.
You just said that. That's cool.
It came in at number 7, made $3.15 million.
I mean, on the same weekend as Black Panther. That's hard, right? It was this last weekend. Like, that's hard.
I think if you see the film, I bet you it's a much more enjoyable experience. But I feel like just the trailer, I don't know if the trailer...
The best thing since sliced bread. Still, I love that part, but that's it.
Yeah, especially coming out against Black Panther right now, I feel like it's tough.
Hard.
Yeah, and Peter Rabbit did so well the first week that I think if you're a parent, you're probably going to take your kids to that rather than this weird claymated film that you're like,
is it going to be quick enough for my kids kind of a thing. Yeah.
But I hear the humor and stuff is very good. So it lulls a little bit in the middle, but the humor keeps it running from beginning to end. So I feel like I would like to see it, but I'll probably wait for it to come to me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Early Man.
Let us know if you guys watched it, though.
Yeah, if anybody has seen Early Man in the chat, I'd be curious to see what you thought.
Wow.
And Anthony, I'm going to ask, because of my poor eyesight, would
Okay,
you be able to...
yeah, same. I'm getting...
blow up the... Anthony, you are a lifesaver. Look at that. So, of course, international numbers, though, Black Panther wasn't just ruling the roost here. It was cruising to records all over the world. So it's currently the king at the international box office with a stunning $169 million in 48 markets through Sunday. That puts Black Panther at a global debut of $361 million through today. Including Monday's domestic estimates, the total rises to $387 million. Now, the numbers are insane is the refrain that everybody's been hearing all the weekend as it's shattering expectations. Most ahead of the weekend, we're seeing about $90 to $120 million, with some believing it could go higher, but not to these totals. And what's basically what's fueling it is the movie playing to the Marvel faithful and also brought out the non-core audience as well, too. So it kind of reached across a lot of different demographics for that. And part of the reason the estimates were so low is that many saw this as this is comparing to a first standalone movie with a character who's not as well known from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I feel like Marvel did a great job of kind of seeding a lot of interest in the character by showing him in Civil War. That was a smart move.
Yeah.
Get people really excited about that character. And then I feel like, we talked about this last week too, I thought they did a really good job establishing him in that film. And that people got really pumped to see like a whole film focusing on him.
Sorry. I'll let you go in.
Well, I also think that, with everything going on, that it was a mix of social media and just advertising and just knowing these actors that I think also help people feel like, yeah, I think it's time. Like, it is our time to have this kind of movie. And I think that played into it as well,
Yeah. Yeah, again, it was cool to see Ryan Coogler. I mean, this definitely feels like you're watching a Ryan Coogler come into the Marvel Universe and do his particular take on these characters within the Marvel Universe structure. And it's nice just to see, different people be able to kind of spread their wings and show different takes of the Marvel Universe as opposed to kind of falling into a more familiar kind of, I don't want to say like cookie cutter, but in terms of like Phase 1, for the Marvel Universe, where everything kind of, a lot of people can say, oh, it's just a Marvel movie kind of template.
You know what to expect.
Yes.
Kind of like, okay, yeah.
And we're starting to see a lot more spreading out, which is great that Marvel's doing it. That's going to serve them well as they go into Phase 4.
Yeah. Even, like Thor to this, they're both in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but they're not the same.
Not the same,
at all.
Yeah, and it's
that's nice. Yeah.
No, it's cool. You definitely get to see those directors really put their thumbprint on these films. And Disney's doing Disney and Marvel. I mean, are doing a really good job where it's just they get you pumped about this brand.
I'm gonna pump you up. No.
Thank you. That was great.
Okay. Okay.
Did you guys see any similarities between Black Panther and Iron Man?
I wasn't even.
No.
I
Okay.
was so
Because it felt like it was like this felt like a the dawn of a new age for Marvel because of I feel like they kind of like what Iron Man did for Marvel to put it into the MCU. I feel like this is like I don't know, like the entry point for like the next phase with Black Panther, because also you had like Warmonger and also Killmonger, and they both had different ideals. You know, Tony wanted to not sell weapons anymore, and T'Challa did not want to like start a war, but like he was being pressured to like share the technology, in a sense, like the weapons that they had, that Tony. So it's like kind of like Tony and T'Challa went through the same kind of arc in this, and like in the same two films.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, certainly down to the one of my issues. I won't spoil as much as I can there, but I feel like the way that the film ends, and then we go into the little credit sequence, and then you come halfway through. There's another midway post credit sequence. I felt like it was very repetitive beats in terms of that.
That's not where I saw that
No,
statement
you didn't see where
going.
You didn't see that going that way?
No.
I thought it was kind of repetitive beats in the way that they ended those sequences.
I disagree.
Okay,
Let's move on.
Well, let's move on. There you go. So the global opening is the number 15 of all time, despite not having China, Japan, or Russia in the initial offering there. And internationally, Black Panther's opening is bigger than Logan and Avatar, and comes in just below X-Men Days of Future Past. These are at the adjusted rates and in various rollout patterns, so not entirely apples to apples, but for an idea of where this historic movie will chart. It launched at number 1 in almost all the markets, and I get this with $24.8 million in the UK. It has already overtaken the entire run of Justice League, Captain America, the First Avenger, Thor, Ant-Man, and Iron Man. It also holds a new record for the highest grossing February opening weekend ever. And in Korea, the Ryan Coogler-directed superhero movie was the number 5 biggest Western industry opening of all time at $25.3 million, ahead of Doctor Strange and Thor Ragnarok, and already exceeding the entire runs of Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man.
I mean, Ant-Man doesn't surprise me.
No?
No, like I love Ant-Man. Like, yeah, but it's a different...
comparing Ant-Man to Black Panther in terms of what you can do, yes. But they do play the new Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer in there. What do you think about that film, seeing it? Are you excited to see those characters again? Or you're like, if I never saw a sequel with them, I wouldn't miss anything?
I mean, I'm always game for more content being put out that is not repetitive. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm not as pumped about it as I was for Black Panther. And especially after seeing Black Panther, I'm like, okay, cool. I just want more Black Panther. But yeah, like, I love Paul Rudd.
I mean, I'm excited to see Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp. That'd be cool to be able to get her to showcase her stuff, because I felt like that was the part that, like, the first film, I was like, I would have loved to have seen more of that. And now we're going to finally get a chance to see her in action. So that'll be cool. Yeah,
and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like, Ant-Man's my favorite Marvel superhero. So those people are going to be like, yes! So, yeah, I'm excited.
Well, definitely given this film, and just from a cultural context as well. But then you go to the big spectacle of Infinity War, the opening first film in that installment. I feel like that's going to be so huge. I feel like Ant-Man and the Wasp will be just kind of nice little fun comedic kind of all change of pace.
Yeah.
To kind of just like, wait until you get around to next year to kind of wrap up towards the conclusion of the whole series.
I mean, yeah, it's a nice little breather. They can't all be like, bah! You gotta... That's what Marvel does. They bring you up, and then like, ooh, we're gonna take you on a little roller coaster of wonderful emotions, feelings.
Oh, there you go. Great.
Beautiful cinematography.
And you're breaking down the Marvel Cinematic
That's
Experience.
It.
Absolutely.
There
all right.
Okay.
So, of course, folks, coming out next week, we're going to be doing another box office bet. I mean, of course, I lost the bet, but I've already seen Black Panther. You know my feelings on that. I know you guys are just such a big fan of my thoughts about this. So,
hey, don't you touch Ant-Man. Thank you, CA 1987.
That's right.
See, that's my favorite.
See, everybody's got a favorite. Yeah.
The Deadpool trailer dropped too. Anyone excited for that?
Oh yeah, the good old with Cable in there. You're gonna see Josh Brolin and living and breathing and running around as Cable.
Oh my god.
Have you seen that, Amy?
I don't
the
think
trailer
so.
Where like he dresses up, but like there's like a whole like toys like little bit to it. Oh, it's so funny. You gotta watch it.
They've done a great job. I mean, they did that for the first film. They're doing it again here. Just some nice, fun ways to kind of have fun with the trailer and kind of just be goofy with it too.
I might have actually. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm really excited about Deadpool too.
Sarah Brock has just joined the chat. Sorry you're late. She was watching ice skating, and she doesn't know my feelings. My feelings, Sarah, is I felt like you hadn't seen Black Panther yet, so feel free to chime in and let me know if you have seen it, because Star Drew was wondering if anybody from our chat had not seen that film. So I name-checked you for that. Let me know if I'm right. And I thought it was just fine. Amy loves this film more than anything.
Oh, stop it.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
She wants to pretend that she's not excited about this film and that everybody shouldn't go out to see it. She's trying to play calm and cool. Trust me, folks. She wants you to go see this movie so darn bad.
You know what? She saw it. Sarah saw it and loved it.
Oh, well, there you go. All right.
There you go. More opinions. Bring
Look
them
at
on. Thank you.
So, coming up next week, we got another box office bet. How exciting for that. And we're going to have 2 films in contention. We're going to have Annihilation, a film that Amy Cassandra got to go and interview some of the stars on the red carpet premiere of that. We'll ask her about that in just a moment. So, Annihilation with Natalie Portman, Gina Rodriguez. We also have Game Night, good old Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams, and more. In that film as well. So those would be the 2 films vying for your vote here in the box office bet.
I didn't realize this. I didn't realize those films were coming out this weekend, but I'm pretty excited now.
For which one?
For Game Night?
For both, yeah.
For both? Which one more than the other?
Game Night looks a little dicey, but Annihilation also looks a little dicey, actually. But I'm down to watch both of them.
All right.
Do it.
As I mentioned, Amy Cassandra went to the Annihilation premiere. How was that?
It was fan-freaking-tastic. It was a very small... It was a black carpet. And it was very, very small. But it was an honor to be there, and I was able to talk to Gina Rodriguez and Natalie Portman. They were so sweet. I saw lots of trailers, lots of interviews, to do my research prior to going, and they all just, they're so happy for this film. A lot of, sci-fi action films focus on a group of men going, maybe with like one woman in there, and they're the ones that are having to save other people. But this is not a spoiler. This is stuff you can find. This is literally like 5 women going and saving the world, and men aren't attached to them. They're actually saving a man in a way. And I like that. I love girl power, and I feel like it's perfectly timed. I mean, whether we are all gonna love it or whether we're not, like, that's something that should be talked about, because it's like, go ladies. And Natalie Portman did share that so they didn't really have trailers that were super accessible to them. So whenever they finished a shoot, they had to go into a little tent, all of them together. So that really helped with their chemistry and just like feeling that, connectivity. And that hopefully, that hopefully transcended onto the screen. So I'm excited for it. I would like to see it this weekend.
Are you saying that like as if you're thinking, there's going to be other stuff that's going to prevent me from seeing it?
No, I have a very busy weekend, so.
Oh, well.
Yeah, no, but I'm going to do my best to try and see it because, hey, Gina Rodriguez, you go girl. And Natalie Portman, like, I'm Tessa Thompson, like, it's just rock stars. I love it.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And I know you were a fan of Tessa Thompson's arms.
She is a freaking goddess.
There you go.
I mean, from Thor, like, they motivate me to want to be a strong, independent woman.
Just those arms? Just Tessa Thompson's arms?
Just like being fierce and being strong. Same as like Black Panther. It's just like, yes! Don't you feel that? You just want to like, it's fine.
I'm dead inside, Amy.
You're not dead inside.
I am dead inside. I don't know what human emotions are like. Never.
Oh, I just pretend.
So before we start doing our box office bet, feel free to start chiming away in the chat about which film we should be doing, either Game Night or Annihilation. We'd like to do a little box office rewind of somebody that...
Bzzz.
Yeah. Ah, look at you.
Tried.
I love it. Neil would be
go.
proud. Somewhere
Oh,
Neil is
okay.
smiling. About an actor that is going to be one of these upcoming films. So I thought we'd focus on Game Night with Rachel McAdams.
Woo!
Yes, to look back
Yes.
through some of her career. Coming in, I did her top 7 because there was a lot of other films I thought would be kind of interesting to talk about.
Yes.
So coming in at number 7 for Rachel McAdams, The Time Traveler's Wife. Came out in 2009, made $18.6 million.
That was
Yes.
a good film.
Yeah.
I saw that randomly, but then I was very young too. So either way,
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's still good.
I wanted to like it more. It just, it didn't quite land for me. I still enjoyed it, but it just
Yeah.
The difference of like, oh, that was fine, as opposed to being like, oh yeah. Kind of like I feel about Black Panther. There you go.
Wow.
Comparing
Really?
Black Panther to Time Traveler's Wife.
Stop it. This movie came out before About Time, and About Time is very similar to this. And you know, I love my rom-coms, and I really do love Rachel McAdams, but this was a little strange. Huh? Doctor Strange. I guess she's in it too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But yeah, I mean, it was weird. And is Eric Bana?
Yes.
Yeah, that was an interesting pairing. I didn't really feel that going on.
Yeah, it's interesting with Eric Bana. I don't mind Eric Bana, but he's not enough for me to go like, yes, I got to go see a movie if Eric Bana's been top. And I feel like the opportunities for him of being like the headliner for a film of kind of not there as much as they used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the days of Troy. I mean, that would come out and he'd be doing his thing. But, yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why it's the 7th one.
Oh, there is? Okay.
There you go.
Coming number 6, Mean Girls, back in 2004, $24.4 million. That's why your hair's so big. They're secrets.
That movie's so fetch.
Okay, I thought you were going to say something bad. Like, I
love Mean Girls.
Good for you.
It's so good.
Good. I'm glad. Because if not, I would just be like, really?
Yeah.
Guys.
Her hair's full of secrets.
Mother's chest hair. I feel like a lot of us quote Mean Girls on the daily. I bet you do.
I don't know if I do it on the daily.
She doesn't even go here.
Yeah, but I don't know if I do that daily.
I do.
Wow.
It feels like. Yeah.
We got Sky Patterson there just chiming away, voting for Annihilation. We've got Levis Peak. I vote for Game Night. All right. And Lee Jen says weird, good word, no chemistry for maybe the Eric Bana Rachel McAdams combo in Time Traveler's Wife.
Weird, good word. What
weird, good
word. Does that
word.
mean the Hulk slept with Doctor Strange's girl?
Hey.
Whoa. Yeah, Eric Bana is the Hulk. Ugh. Oh, well, that's just a bad movie. It's so rough. Yeah. Coming in number 5, Wedding Crashers. From 2005, $33.9 million. That was a fun film.
Yeah. I'm always game for a wedding movie. I worked in the wedding industry for like 5 years, and so it's fun.
But do you appreciate something more like this, or do you want to see something? Well, no, you're a rom-com person, so you want to see.
I can be objective.
You want to see Jennifer Lopez in The Wedding Planner with Matthew McConaughey. You want to see that.
My best friend's wedding is my favorite wedding movie. Wedding Planner, cute, sweet, liked it, love J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez.
Singer?
Wedding, yeah, Wedding Singer.
4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Haven't seen that one because I don't like funeral.
You don't want the funeral.
I don't want to be sad.
Well, you just turn it off before it gets to that point.
No, 4 weddings are over. Let me turn it off.
And it's like, oh my gosh, you're just 4 weddings.
Yeah. No, Wedding Crashers was fun. I actually didn't see it as soon as everyone did. Like, I didn't go see it in the movie theater. I didn't even see it when it came out on DVD. Like, I saw it way later because I'm not a huge Vince Vaughn fan. What?
No. Vince Vaughn is interesting because I feel like he's one of those actors that, for better or for worse, like him coming on in Swingers, like that role just kind of you felt like, all right, Vince Vaughn, you should only be doing these types of things.
Yeah.
And for better or for worse, whether he's kind of actively kind of followed something like that, maybe like in an old school sort of, or not, when he like tries to do like a remake of Psycho or something. I don't know, in terms of like Vince Vaughn, kind of run.
You either love him or you're like, meh. I'm kind of meh.
But if somebody said like, hey, do you want to see Vince Vaughn in a comedy or a drama? What would you say?
Comedy.
Well, put him in a drama. Let's see. I don't know if I would like it.
Yeah, he's been in dramas.
I haven't seen him.
He was recently in I believe it's called Cell Block 99, or I can't remember the full title of it. But it's a drama, and it's a very gory drama. It's by the same director that did Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So Cell Block. Oh no, I think it's Brawl in Cell Block 99. That's what it is.
Okay.
Where he like murders a lot of people with his bare hands.
Oh, well, there you go, Vince Vaughn. But like, if I think of Vince Vaughn, I'd rather see him like in Dodgeball or Wedding Crashers or Swingers, something like that.
Yeah,
I think I'd enjoy it more.
There was that one movie. Oh, 4 Christmases. He wasn't that bad in that with Reese Witherspoon. Hey.
Of course, no wonder why you love it.
God, yeah. You guys are fans of where'd it go? Love My Best Friend's Wedding. American Reunion is a good wedding movie. that was fun. That was a fun movie.
Runaway Bride.
Runaway Bride. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, guys, rom-coms, 90s rom-coms, early 2000s.
That's just the good stuff for Amy.
Yeah.
Number 4 for Rachel McAdams, Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows from Warner Brothers back in 2011. Made $39.6 million. I actually enjoyed this more than the original Sherlock Holmes.
Interesting.
Even though Rachel McAdams' part is kind of forgettable in this one.
I did not see it, even though Jude Law is in it, correct?
Jude Law's great. I mean,
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie's directing it, but you add Moriarty into the mix, and it steps it up a little bit more. So I enjoyed this one much more.
Martin Freeman's not in it, correct?
No, that is the televised version
There
of good
you
old
go.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's always been talk. I remember reading an article at one point where Robert Downey Jr. was like, if I could just do Iron Man films and Sherlock Holmes films back to back or alternating, I'd be happy for the rest of my life. I don't know if that statement still holds true or not. And I know it's been a while since they've done one. They've been talking about doing a third one, but I don't know if that's ever going to gain any traction.
You know, so Rachel McAdams has worked with both Sherlocks, if you think about it.
Yeah,
Benedict Cumberbatch and wow.
Look at that.
She's all connected. It's all
6 degrees. Step aside, Kevin Bacon.
There's a new girl in town.
Yeah, it's time to get 6 degrees separated from Rachel McAdams.
There you go.
Number 3, The Vow from Screen Gems back in 2012, $41.2 million. Never saw it. So.
Same, never seen it.
Guys,
Never heard of it.
Guys. Okay, so I saw it way later after it came out, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch this. It's one of the saddest rom-coms ever. Channing Tatum was really nice in it. Like, there's certain parts where I'm like, oh, this is nice. It's very, when did it come out? 2012. Yeah, it feels like a 2012-y kind of movie.
Wait, isn't it where she gets in an accident and she loses all
Spoiler
her memory?
alert.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he has to try to. Can he win her back again?
I just remember being in the movie, watching it, like all of that, and being like, God, this is really sad. Like, I love rom-coms, but that doesn't mean they need to be sad. Even like P.S. I Love You is sad, but it's hopeful.
Is the Vow a rom-com or is it just a
Maybe it's not.
romantic?
Actually, you're right. There's no comedy.
Yeah.
So it's not a rom-com.
Is it a Nicholas Sparks film?
I
It feels like it's one of those where
feel like it is,
we
but
love
I'm
each
not
other.
totally
I've got
sure.
amnesia. Can I win you back?
I mean, I don't think all Nicholas Sparks movies should be lumped together.
All right.
But I don't.
Coming in at number 2, Sherlock Holmes, the first one with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law, 2009, $62.3 million. Not a bad, I mean, fine movie, but I think I prefer, as I said, the second one better. And rounding out the first one, we're back to the Marvel Universe again. It all comes back to where we started. Doctor Strange from Disney and Marvel, 2016, $85 million. She was fine in that movie. Yeah, I mean, given very little to do, but fine for what she did.
She plays night nurse, right?
Well,
not
no.
really.
Yeah, I mean, because like Night Nurse is kind of inside the Defenders,
Marvel,
the
yeah.
Marvel TV stuff.
Yeah, I kind of wish they would have given her more.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's just that because maybe in subsequent films she can be showcased a little bit more, but so much of that first film is taking place where you're learning Doctor Strange's and Stephen's origin and his journey, and that takes place around the world. So it doesn't take place in New York City.
Makes sense.
So she's really just an ancillary character for this, and maybe she'll get more in a sequel. So far, no word about whether a sequel is going to be happening yet for Doctor Strange. So, I mean, they've got to fill up Phase 4 with something, but I don't know if that'll be one of the things.
We have Dave's Golden Duck asking, where did the Notebook set?
Ooh, let's find out where the Notebook's set. Yeah, where do you think it's set, Amy?
So it's not 7. I'm kind of surprised, actually. 10? 8, 9. 8. 8. 9. 9. 9. 9. Tanya Lindsay said, yes, it's a Nicholas Sparks movie. It was also, well, Jason Katims was, let me see. He was one of the writers, the screenwriters in it, and Jason Katims is in charge of Parenthood.
All right,
NBC fans.
The Notebook did Number 14.
What?
Yeah, back that made
shocking.
$13.4 million its opening weekend.
I guess because people just didn't really care about it when it came out. It was more of like a later thing.
But then who doesn't? I mean, James Garner, come on now. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we do our box office bet, as keep chiming away there with votes, we've got to do our what we think next week's top 5 is going to look like with Annihilation and Game Night entering the fray. Annihilation is going to be on 2,000 screens from Paramount, and Game Night 3,300 screens from Warner Brothers. It's no question. I think Black Panther is going to easily take number 1 again. It's just a question of, do you think Game Night being I think Game Night's probably going to take number 2. It's on more screens.
Oh yeah.
And I think Annihilation's a little bit more. I think it doesn't say it won't be a bad film, but I think it's not going to be as wide in terms of audience interest.
Yeah, I mean, in 2,000 screens, it's significantly less. 1,300 at least. Less.
I could see and see what you think. I could see Black Panther, Game Night. I could see Peter Rabbit, then Annihilation, then 50 Shades Free.
You guys don't think that Jumanji will stay in the race?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's. I think with
4,
Black Panther,
5.
I think not.
Yeah, I don't think so. I kind of agree with you, except I'm switching Annihilation and Peter Rabbit, just because I have hope.
Okay, no,
that people will go
like
see Annihilation.
Yeah, I mean, Jumanji is crushing it. I think it's over like $900 million worldwide. But
yeah, good for it.
I feel like with Black Panther, I think that's going to take that action adventure aspect, and I feel like it's going to drop down low enough that it'll just. I think 50 Shades. I think it'll be close, but I think 50 Shades Free will still eke it out.
I like that we have a good variety.
Yeah.
In theaters, especially this coming weekend. So yeah. That's what I think.
All right, so here we go. We're going to do our box office bet right now on one of the films. I've seen some votes for Annihilation, and I've also seen Game Night. So we'll see which one, if we can see a couple more votes. And in terms of what other people are saying here, Black Panther, we got from Ken Jack saying Black Panther, Game Night, Annihilation, Peter Rabbit at number 4.
Interesting.
Yeah. Sarah Brock's going Game Night, so that gives me, I've seen 2 for Game Night and 1 for Annihilation.
Okay.
All right, so
3 for Game Night.
All right, now we're back to 2 and 2. There's 3 for Game Night, 2 for Annihilation. There we go. 6-2 Game Night. Thank you, Ken Jack.
Thank you.
All right, so we got from Warner Brothers,
good.
3,300 screens. We got Rachel McAdams. We've got Jason Bateman. Now, for you folks, the last Jason Bateman party film that I think like they would kind of resemble this would be Office Party.
Yeah.
Office Christmas Party, excuse me.
Fun.
That opened up back in 2016 to 16.8 million, and then his other last comedy was Horrible Bosses 2, and that opened up to $15.4 million in 2014. So, man.
There's a lot of Rachel McAdams fans out there. Will they be driven to go to the movies and see this?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't think a lot of people know about this movie though. Too, I think it's not.
Well, it's interesting with the billboards because it's just game pieces.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So
and a little.
Yeah. There you go.
Michael C. Hall. I mean, there might be some people that like Dexter.
Oh yeah, who doesn't like Dexter? He's a lumberjack now, guys.
He's
Remember
in that movie? I didn't even see him in that trailer.
He's
all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, the way the box office bet works is that we're all going to bet on what we think the opening box office gross is going to be. The winner gets to be prognosticator or prognosticators, and the loser will have to go see this film and tell us all about it. So, certainly a little bit more on the line this week since there's only 3 of us playing. When you've got 5, there's some safe places to hide. But this week, there's not as many places. So, oh man, I mean, just think like even if Black Panther just like it has a 50% drop, that's still almost $100 million.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Game Night. All right, Anthony, you ready, sir?
Damn. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, what do you think?
I think this is safe enough. I'm gonna go with. Damn, that even sounds high. I'm gonna go with 12 million though.
Wow. All right, that was okay. Amy, what do you got?
You know, I'm just gonna go with my first guess, and my phone locked already. Okay, 15.
Oh, I went 16.5.
Ah!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. 16.5 for game night. Everybody,
You
you know what
Frank.
that means. You got to go out and see it.
You, me, Frank.
Oh.
I'm
All
so
right.
glad.
Great.
But why am I? No, like I want to go see it.
Oh, well, then
I
there
don't
you
want
go.
to see Annihilation. But I like winning too.
But you've also
so.
got a busy weekend too. We understand. Amy's very popular.
Oh,
Everybody.
please.
I just haven't won yet. I just want to win.
You know that sweet
We
taste
want
of
you to
victory.
win, too.
Stardew says in the 20s for game night.
Oh, that's not a number though.
Yeah, we've also got Janet Mouse, 14. Sky Patterson, game night, 18.5 million opening weekend. Final answer. Love it, Sky. Look at that. Very firm, very committed. I was dabbling with 17. I went 16.5 though.
I mean,
Stardew already coming out early. Anthony lost.
what? Maybe.
Yes.
Oh, he can see into the future.
Look at Stardrew's already congratulating me on my victory. Thank you, Stardrew. I am hoping I don't receive a tweet from you early Sunday or late Saturday night already telling me to eat it, Frank. Go see this game. Go see this movie. Go see game night.
Interesting.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode of Box Office Breakdown. Good days are coming for you next week, though, because I won't be here, so it's already going to be a much better show with me gone.
It's going to be a dark day.
No. It's gonna finally you're gonna get the quality episode of Box Office Breakdown that you all deserve. So finally, your time will be the return on investment of all that time you've been watching. Finally, a good show coming your way.
See, it's the last weekend before the Oscars.
Oscar.
Ah.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks everybody for hopping in the chat.
Thank you, guys.
You make it so much easier. It's so much more fun to do this show. And if you want to continue the conversation with us, of course, you can like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, throw a thumb up there, right there. Now, if you're watching the show after we stream live, you feel free to comment down below. Amy, what is a question you'd like them to answer in the comments down below if they're watching this after we've aired live?
What were your thoughts on Black Panther? I know. We know you guys have them.
Great, nice, lengthy answers. That's
Yes,
great. There
of
you go.
course.
Hot takes in there, please.
Yes. Yep.
But if you also want to continue the conversation with us personally, Anthony, where can they find you, sir?
You can find me everywhere at it's not Tony B. Dead. Sorry, I almost said it. At Tony B. Tony _. It's just exactly how it sounds with the B as in the letter B. Yeah, Tony B. Tony _.
There you go.
Amy?
You guys can find me on all social media at Amy Cassandra MTZ, and you guys will like that last picture I posted on Instagram.
Lee Jen in the chat says, so sad, never heard of either of these movies. I'm sorry for the weekend that lie ahead for you, Lee Jen.
Until now.
And look at that. And Star Drew has already called it #1 for 4 weeks. So
Okay.
look at that. Star Drew has called it, so it should be, so it said, so it should be done.
Yep.
Folks, you can follow the conversation or continue the conversation with me, or just say, Frank, please don't ever come back to the show. On Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie. Folks, thanks so much for joining us here. We'll see you back here next week. I'll see you back in 2 weeks, though. In the meantime, though, go see a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
We'll see you back again here for another episode of Box Office Breakdown. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.